Hi everybody, this is Agnes from No Sediment, and today we're going to talk about another 5 great age-worthy red wines that you and I should be stacking up in our cellars. Wine is probably the only agricultural product that is praised for getting older. Not only do we buy it to age, but we even buy it as an investment. Unfortunately, not all wines are made for aging, and most certainly not all become better with years spent in the bottle. In fact, around 98% of wines available in retail stores are meant for early consumption, while they're still youthful, full of bright and fresh fruit. But like I already said in my first video on 5 great age-worthy red wines, which I will link in below, I will be excluding Bordeaux and Burgundy. Mostly because we all know and love these wines. We also know that these wines have great potential, not only to age, but doing so increase in price, and thus potentially being a good investment option. And therefore, I would say that these wines deserve a video on their own. So let's look at another 5 great age-worthy red wines for our cellars. In my other video, I talked about the great aging potential of Southern Rhone appellation Châteauneuf-du-Pape, when in fact Northern Rhone has also a lot to offer for wine connoisseurs. Great wines are made here with capacity to age, both white and red. Hermitage specifically is a small appellation, and its vineyards are located on south-facing hill on terraces. This is wine where Syrah grape variety shines, showing its true potential. Interestingly, this is a mighty red wine that is allowed up to 15% of white grapes added. More specifically, Marsanne and Roussanne. Young Hermitage tends to be rich with bright red and blue fruits, with hints of herbs and aromatic spices. Addition of white grapes often adds lively floral characters and lifts up the palate. These wines can age 10 to 20 years easily, and during this process they develop notes of smoked meat, earthy characters, and what some consider fault but others love, Brett, which can be associated with farmyard or band-aid notes. For those wine lovers who enjoy rich, powerful, and concentrated reds, this is it. And while some might find these descriptors negative, there's absolutely nothing negative about this wine. It is simply its style. Priorat region is located in Spain, Catalonia, and at some point it was almost forgotten and abandoned. At the end of the 1980s, it was revived by few enthusiastic wine growers and winemakers, and now Priorat is one of only 2 appellations in Spain to have DOC status, or in Catalan, DOQ, Qualificat. Wines here are mostly made from Garnacha Tinta and Carignana, but some producers will experiment with international grapes such as Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah. Here in Priorat, wines tend to yield very small crop, yet grapes are highly concentrated. Therefore, wines are dense and quite powerful, with elevated alcohol levels and well-structured tannins. Most of them will be aged in new oak barrels, adding notes of smoke and toast to otherwise intense black and blue fruit flavors. With age, these wines will develop notes of chocolate, forest floor, and licorice. I am not a fan of big and bold red wines, but Priorat I enjoy a lot. I have in my cellar several bottles of Clos Magador 2005, and the last time I tasted it, it showed almost no signs of aging. So I'm guessing the best examples have aging potential of 10, 15, or even 20 years. My love affair with Austria and its wines continues, and I will explain this one with a real-life story. When I was studying in Austria, one day we students were invited to walk around tasting, and I got to taste Paul A. wines there. He is believed to be one of the founders of Burgenland Blaufrankisch style and might. It was a tasting of great wines, and I got a chance to bring some back home. Years later, I was invited to one casual dinner by one of the best sommeliers in Baltic states, and as it often happens, we had to bring our own wine wrapped in paper for blind tasting. I guess we cannot just simply have fun, we have to be geeky about it. One of the Paul A. wines that I brought back then started to leak, so I decided to take it to this event, as it needed to be drunk soon. There were some really great wines presented blind that evening, including Barolos from 1970s, but guess which wine was everybody's favorite? That is right, Blaufrankisch from Paul Ach. It is highly praised Austrian red grape variety that is capable of expressing its terroir. It responds well to oak aging and tends to show lovely dark fruit notes with hints of spices and herbs. With age, it can develop notes of forest floor, black earth, and dried plums. Great wines to open after 10 to 15 years spent in cellars. Gimblett Gravels is one-of-a-kind area in Hawke's Bay, New Zealand, covering around 800 hectares of unique terroir of gravelly soils, which were exposed after a huge flood in 19th century. If I'm not mistaken, it is yet to receive its geographical indication, but it's already established as a trademark, if you will. This area is known to make wines of exceptional quality, mostly of Bordeaux grape varieties, but also amazing, well-structured Syrah with sandy textured like tannins. I have tasted both Bordeaux grapes-based reds and Syrah, and all of these wines show great concentration, almost like tension on the palate. Aroma profile varies amongst the grape varieties and blends, but wines based on Cabernet Sauvignon will show rich, blackcurrant notes and refreshing acidity that with age can develop earthy and almost spicy characteristics. No matter if bottled under natural cork or screw cup, 10 to 15 years is nothing to these wines. I have been talking about Sangiovese grape and its wines for a while now. At the time when I started to learn about wine, Chianti and Chianti Classico often were cited as pizza wines. And there is nothing bad about it. But Chianti Classico has made very conscious decisions towards premiumization, and quality of their wines speaks for itself. Gran Selezione sits at the top of quality tier of Chianti Classico. Its wines must be made from only estate-grown grapes and must contain at least 90% of the prestigious Sangiovese grape. Compared to Brunello examples, Chianti Classico for me has always shown more fresh red fruit flavors, sour cherries, and having more linear, slimmer body. I also find them to have grippier tannins and higher acidity. These elements make them perfect for aging in the cellars. And while Chianti Classico Gran Selezione is relatively new wine category, its style is not. And we can see true aging potential of these wines in many of the top producers' portfolios, which can even be up to 20 years. With age, these wines show great elegance and light, notes of dried cherries, hints of balsamic, thyme and rosemary, very inviting. These were another great age-worthy red wines outside the usual suspects of Bordeaux and Burgundy. If, however, you did not see the names you were looking for, make sure to watch my previous video on 5 great age-worthy red wines.